Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. How's the fam?
Everybody's good, man. So far, so good. How about yourself?
Doing well, sir. Really excited about the single with Florida Georgia Line a little bit. Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Not the first time you've stepped in the country waters. Obviously, you've had incredible success with that. Love the track you did with Kane Brown. Obviously, Over and Over was an incredible hit with Tim McGraw. Talk a little bit about the synergy between hip hop and country. There seems to be a unique parallel between its own unique dancing style, its own unique slang, its own unique fashion. What draws you to that?
Well, I don't know, bro. I think it's just regional. I would probably think, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm from Missouri. I'm from the heartland. St. Louis raised me. St. Louis is, what I hold down. And being born in Texas, though, but my parents being from St. Louis, my father was in the Air Force, so I was born down there in Austin. And so I think me escaping the love of country music was going to be a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Be a hard thing to do, but being turned on to it through something that maybe is a little different than a lot of people get turned on to country music. I kind of got turned on to country music through a guy by the name of Lionel Richie, who was probably one of the biggest pop and R&B stars to, at the time, definitely in the 80s and when I was growing up. But to find out that he did a lot of writing in that world kind of, made me more inquisitive about how is he doing this. And to find out that he was writing for like Kenny Rogers and a host of other people, it kind of turned me on. And once I got to know who Kenny Rogers was, and then I started listening to other people, Charlie Pride's and George Strait's and Hank Williams, and then Shania Twain's, Dolly Parton's, and a host of other people. It was like, wow, this is really a dope genre of music. But I think my attempt of being in that world didn't really come to obviously 2004, and wanting to do something that I thought would be, kind of special. And I want to thank Tim McGraw because he allowed me to have this idea, but execute it, and him having faith, putting his faith in a rapper, so to speak, that we can make this transition and this collaboration something that people would love. And, we were fortunate enough to come out with Over and Over. And I think just from that point there's been this kind of emergence of different people from both genres taking notice of the other genre.
Yeah.
If you now, it's hard to find a country artist that's 50 and under that doesn't like some type of hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they love country music. Country music is their life. That's what they prefer, but they love a little Nelly here and there, or they love a little Drake, or it's Lil Wayne or Jay-Z or Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? It's something in that genre of music that catches people that are 50 years or younger. So I think it was just a matter of time, but I'm thankful that I could be the one to kind of light the fuse to the bomb and kind of bring these two genres of music together.
We were all pulling for you so hard during Dancing with the Stars, and we got a little glimpse of what happened behind the scenes. But what is something about the process that people who aren't in it would be surprised to know?
It's a lot of work, bro. It's a lot of work. It's very tedious work too, because here you're talking about a dance that is already structured. There's a certain way that this dance is supposed to be executed. It's not like what I do when you go out there and you put your own twist on it, or you put
Right.
your own spin on it a little bit. I mean, obviously through your own personality, you can, and which I was allowed and able to do a little bit, but it's still a certain way that this dance is supposed to go. And I have so much respect for ballroom dancers, man. I mean, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard as hell. And I don't think I would have been able to do it had it not been for COVID, because of the rehearsal time that was needed.
Right.
Even do what I was doing. And I didn't even get a chance to do it at the top of the peak, but I was able to hang on there, man. And I had such great fans, and a lot of people voted for me and showed me so much love that they allowed me to stay on, man, to the very end and come in third, which was really dope. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds crazy coming from a guy who made number one.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
But
When you when you think of legends from St. Louis, when I think of like the Mount Rushmore of St. Louis, I think Nelly, I think, Ozzie Smith, I think Brett Hull, and you got to think Chuck Berry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Chuck, the king of rock and roll.
Okay.
Now, I saw that you were going to play him in this Buddy Holly biopic. Where's that project stand, and what does it mean to represent a legend like that?
Well, right now we haven't got started on it or anything like that. I don't know exactly when that will be taking place, but yeah, I'm excited about that. I mean, obviously, like you just said, when you talk about successful people from where I'm from, you have to throw Chuck Berry. I would say even before Nelly. I mean, that's just the respect that I have, and even though I'm successful for all the success that I've had, but there may not be any Nelly without Chuck or anything, you just never know how that falls. And I mean, it's an honor, man. It's an honor to get a chance to play this great musical icon. So, we're kind of, waiting for the process to kind of take hold. Obviously, just like everything else, I think the pandemic is playing a huge part in everything. And I would think that this is no different.
We're celebrating the 20th anniversary of Country Grammar. I remember the first time seeing the single and it's like, wow, this is something different. This is so unique. This is so incredible. So congratulations on that. I mean, one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. If you could go back and give Nelly 20 years ago some advice, what would be the one tidbit of advice you'd give to Nelly at the beginning of that meteoric rise?
I would probably say enjoy some of those accomplishments while they were happening just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because when those accomplishments are happening, you're not really taking place, because you have to understand we were going through a process and things did happen kind of fast and then they kept happening. It kind of felt normal. It kind of felt normal. You weren't really understanding what was taking place. Like, wow, this is great. But I mean, you try not to have any regrets. You try not to look back or anything, but I would definitely say, just kind of enjoy those accomplishments just a little bit more while they were happening, because, you were in that moment. You were in that moment. Obviously, you look back now and you're kind of like, yo, that happened. Wow, this is amazing, because you have done things that once you realize a lot of people aren't able to do. And after Nelly, there's been several great artists but they still haven't been able to accomplish some of the things that you were doing and have done. And it's kind of like, wow, I guess that was something that happened at that time that was a little bit special, that I wish maybe I would have just had another toast to, so to speak.
And we're now seeing almost a revival of that through apps like TikTok. I mean, we saw the Erica Banks, sampling Hot in Here. We've seen Dilemma getting used in all these TikTok videos. Your music is being exposed to now these Gen Zs, these young kids, and you're being almost rediscovered once again. That's got to feel pretty cool, right?
Yeah. I mean, anytime you're in anything 20 years later and and people are still, giving you gratitude and things like that, it's just like, I mean, yo, it's the best feeling. I think that's what you get into it for, especially as an artist.
Yeah.
Because being an artist, no matter what you are, no matter what kind of artist you are, you're being creative. And anytime your creativity 20 years later can give people the same type of feeling as it did when you first created it, that's a blessing.
And the creativity is still super strong. The Heartland EP coming out soon. You also have a little bit right now with Florida Georgia Line, which is blowing up worldwide. I mean, Nelly, you're absolutely doing incredible things. I just want to personally say thank you for all those moments of those great songs that, we had nights out with our friends too, and we had backyard barbecues too. Your mark on our culture is indelible. And, thank you for all those positive, good moments, man.
No, man, thank you for the words, bro. I appreciate it, Deuce. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, it kind of make you feel old, but you thankful for it.
Timeless Nelly.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You kind of like, but I get it, because the most important part of music to people is when they're growing up. It's almost like high school and college. Whatever music that was, because that's the turning point of your life for a lot of people. And those songs, the soundtrack, that's when you enjoy things the most. Because, maybe it was your prom, maybe it was, you know, your homecoming and things like that, and those soundtracks when your friends kind of mean the most to you, and you feel like you guys are going to be together forever, and your girlfriend, and maybe the first time you did a lot of things first, you know,
Right.
and it marks things. And you know, I'm so happy to be a part of that for a lot of people's lives, man. And you know, to be older and to have people still celebrating you, but not just those fans, but to be able to take on new fans, like you, with the new process of streamings and things like that, to have a younger generation take part in giving you flowers and things like that is great.
Well, Nelly, this means the world to me personally, but thank you so much for taking the time today, man. All the best to you and yours.
Thank you, Deuce. I appreciate it, champ.